Welcome back to another podcast.
Hey.
Our first podcast in English.
Hey, that's a big
W.
win for everyone.
We're trying to switch things up because we know we're trying to get a lot of people, different people. We got bilinguals. We have just straight Spanish. We have a bunch of different audience, so we're trying to switch it up, and especially our Spanish or my Spanish isn't that good.
No, it's definitely getting better. When I met Henry, his Spanish wasn't the best, but right now your Spanish is getting a lot better.
Yeah,
it's getting way better. So congratulations, because I know you've also practiced when you speak in public. You're practicing the language, and not just that. Don't you read books in Spanish?
I try to, but what really helped me is I was like when I talk in Spanish and I listen to myself again, I'm like, bro, like even now, there's certain words that I say it when I'm like, for example, if you don't follow my TikTok, on TikTok it's just straight Spanish. I got two reasons, but one is I can speak my Spanish even more. Okay. And so when I'm editing, I'm like, what did I just say? Like there's words that, like it sounds right when I say it, but when I listen to it, it sounds awful.
It's different.
Yeah, so I'm being more conscious of what I'm like, how I'm speaking, and the words I say, and it's just a bunch of stuff. But
that's good. Yeah. Practice makes better.
Yeah, it's actually the TikTok what it is, and then plus I have a group that I give a lot of how do I say? Yeah, I have a lot of presentations I do in Spanish, and like today I had one at 11. I talked to this one business owner and we were talking about it, and I noticed that when I first started I sucked, but I feel like that prepares for me when I go and talk to the big guys, because the one that I was talking to, it's not something that like somebody that is not educated, he knows his thing. So imagine I had talked to him back when I started, it wouldn't have played out, because you know what I'm saying. And so
the good thing is you're improving and you've definitely been putting work. So congratulations again on that, Henry. Because
how about you though? Like, how is you naturally just good in Spanish? You always.
You think I'm good in Spanish?
Well, I mean, you were better than when I first started, and when you first started, you were like way better.
Because when we were kids, with my brothers as well, my parents wouldn't let us speak English in the house. So we enter the door of the house, no English, all Spanish, because they were like, you guys need to learn Spanish. Besides that, in the summer, obviously our parents went off to work, so it was only me and my brothers and I that stayed home, and so we had homework. It wasn't just like, you guys can chill, you guys are on vacation. No, my dad would make us write a page in Spanish of any book. It could be the Bible or any of the books he had, because he had a lot of books. And we had to write it in Spanish, and when he came home from work, we would have to read it in front of him, the page that we wrote, and we would have to give a summary of what we wrote. So, and if we didn't pass that, then he would make us write 2 pages the next day. So we had a,
Really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know about that. That's pretty nice though.
That is good. I feel like in that moment, you're always like, why? Like, I want to do this, like, not being thankful. But right now, as I'm getting older and meeting people, like you said.
Damn.
No, I'm not coming at you. No, I didn't. No, I didn't come at you. Okay. No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm thankful because it's not that you compare, but obviously people tell you too. Like, you're spent, like, it doesn't even seem that you were born here. And I'm like, it's just not. And my older brother Christian, he speaks Spanish way better. He writes it better and he reads it better.
Really?
Yeah, Christian. Yeah, I guess he's the first, so they were more hard on him. And then with me, it's all right. And my little brother, they didn't really care, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of faded away.
Yeah, just like
no, that's nice, and I feel like you see the difference. And I noticed that had I had that when I was young, it'd probably be different. And when I first got out of high school, it was really, really hard for me to speak Spanish. When I went out and worked at construction, that's when I knew like a bunch of more words than what I had known. Just because my parents didn't have that, we didn't have that, like you said, like summer, and especially if I was really rebel, bro. I was just outside. I was with a bunch of kids that weren't doing the good things, and And when I got home, all my brothers and siblings spoke English, and so we decided to speak English. Only to our parents, we didn't speak English.
You would speak Spanish to them.
And but yeah, that's neat though. I was gonna say something though.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say something to touch base on that. My dad did something similar, but he did it when we would go to church. So he was like, cause you know we were young, we really didn't want to go to church. So I guess he wanted to make it fun. So he was like, I'll give you $1, or depending on like how good, from $1 to $5, how good my interpretation of what I learned at what the mass was about.
Mass was about the Gospels, the
Yeah,
readings.
yeah. So I would actually pay attention, and that probably kind of like played a role of why I'm really faith based, because I really was kind of paying attention when I was paying attention at mass. I was really digging in what he's saying and why he's saying it and just stuff like that. So when I mass was over, I want money. So I was like,
And
he talked about this and this and this and this. Yeah. But yeah.
That's good though. It like motivated you and it also like helped you pay attention, like you said.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing with you, because you had an intention of, like for example, your intention was learning what you're saying.
Yeah, and I mess up because my dad would make us be like, oh, 2 more pages tomorrow. I'm like, no.
Really?
Yeah, they were strict. They're pretty strict on us when we were kids. But like I said, I'm really thankful for that because, you know, it helps. Definitely helps me with my job now. So like people be like, oh, are you from this country? I'm like, no, like actually my parents are from Guatemala. We're from Guatemala, but I was born here. And they're like, no way, you were born here? Like, yeah, and then how do you speak Spanish so perfect? Well, I don't speak it perfect, but I mean, what they think. But yeah, I'm really thankful for that now. Definitely thankful.
Nice.
In the moment, I wasn't. I was renegando todo el tiempo. And I already started speaking Spanish, so I'm sorry.
But yeah, and the topic today is we're in our 20s and we really don't know what the heck we're doing still. We're trying to figure it out. And the reason why we chose that topic was because it's something that relates to a lot of people, especially teens, especially us, what do we call them, millennials?
Millennials, yeah.
That from 20 to 30. And a lot of people, or the I guess a lot of grown-ups or people, older folks say that you should already have it figured out. But I feel like they never really even have it figured out. And they don't. There's a lot of people that I follow this one guy. His name is Gary Vee. He's probably in his 60s, I'm gonna say.
Oh wow.
And he talks. He's really his personal brand is that, like, whatever age you are at, you still got time, unless you're 80 or 90.
Unless you're dead.
Yeah, like
basically.
he was telling that he was still working at his dad's liquor store when he was 27, 29, something like that. He was still working as a cash register at his dad's liquor store. And he said that he would see a lot of people, like a lot of teens come, like his colleagues from school, come in to his liquor store and buy liquor with their nice BMW, nice jobs, career going for themselves. And he was working at the liquor store, you know, ringing them up. And at the moment, yeah, he kind of like, you know, it feels, oh shit, like he's not succeeding, and they are. But then he realized that, like, when he blew up, he became who he is now, and like millionaire. I don't know if he's a billionaire yet, but he said that those people, when they would buy the BMW, they would actually like freaking be broke, and it's like at the end of the month trying to see where they're gonna find to pay the note for that car. And so a lot of people do that. So my thing was back then when I used to like compare to myself, and then he said that a lot of people that have a nice car sometimes are in debt. And
it's
then,
not theirs.
Yeah, it's not theirs. And then they're just having that persona of like, oh, they got money. They have
that image.
Yeah. But in reality, they don't.
Yeah.
So it's like if you compare, that's why you become, you know, sad, depressed. But then he said that once he started doing YouTube, he did YouTube. His first YouTube was just talking about wines. That's all he did, just talk about wines. and then he blew up. He became who he is now. Gary Vee. If you search him out, you can see, and he just talks about that whatever age you at doesn't matter. It's just you can start over at 50. He said you could go into a career you kind of hate, and then something in you say I want to do that, and you want to do it when you're 50, 60. Go ahead and do it. And then, for example, the owner of KFC, I was reading a book.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was reading a book. Yeah, he said that he retired, and when he got his first check for his Social Security, he said he wasn't going to live off that, and so he said he went on a road to go present his recipe to a bunch of restaurants for 2 years, and everybody said no for 2 years until somebody said, yeah, and boom, KFC.
KFC right there next to the gym.
Yeah, for real.
You go to the gym, you want some KFC?
Protein. But yeah, so yeah.
And that's very true. I think there's one video that I used to see from a YouTuber too. His name is Gabriel Conti, I think that's his name. I'm gonna look it up. And basically with him, he made a video of what success looks like.
Okay.
And that video blew. Like that video was trending on YouTube.
Really?
He had like millions of likes and share. I'm just trying to look if I can find it, so I can show you guys to go watch it. I think it was like. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you guys off. Okay, so it was a video of basically saying like what does success look like, and how us, especially in this society, in this country, we think about like the American dream. What's the American dream? Having a house, having a nice car, having graduating college, having a degree, having a good job, good paying job, having a family, having children, and how we all visualize what the American dream is. But at the end of the video, he goes on and talks about how that's not it. Like that's not what it means to be successful. To me, successful is to be happy with who you are and with what you have. And that for me, like really struck, because in our society, our teenagers, our youth, not everybody goes to college, and that doesn't mean they're not going to be successful. No.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I'm being honest, a lot of the millionaires, a lot of people that are big in the industry, that nobody went to college. Steve Harvey, he's the one that he stuttered, and then he has a TV show, and he never went to college. For example,
and he's very famous.
Yeah, he's very famous.
Very famous. Interviewing all these millionaires, all these celebrities.
And he even talks about he was saying that he knows people that has 2 degrees but still don't got a job. So it's like, you really don't need to go to college to make it, unless you want to be a doctor, a surgeon.
That's very true. Like you don't, and I feel like that's really important to point out, because I feel like a lot of people that don't go to college, some of them, I've talked to people, they see themselves as a failure. Like, oh, I didn't go, like I didn't go for a career, or I'm not making my parents proud. But no, like I always have that belief that not everybody is made to made to go to school, and that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that, because if you like something else and you're more passionate, then go ahead and pursue that, instead of going somewhere where you're not going to be happy. You're going to go study something that is not going to make you happy. Yeah, it can make you money, but if you're not happy at the end of the day, why are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm saying it's really important to point that out, that not everybody, necessarily has to have a college degree to make it, to be successful, to be happy.
I got even a lot of people might know Charlie Kirk. He the one that debates you see on YouTube or on Facebook all the time. He even says that college is a scam. And on a certain degree, I kind of agree with him, unless you want to be a doctor, or a surgeon, or a lawyer, or just stuff like that, where you kind of need college. But I feel like if you're gonna, I don't know if I should, if you're gonna be a teacher, why do you want to go 4-year college?
I think you need it. I think it's a requirement.
Exactly. And then what's his name? I think Andrew Tristan Tate. He's even said that he had a job that required a bachelor's. He got the job because he was willing to work extra hours. He was willing to dedicate his time to his job, and because he was that person that was willing to do that compared to the people that had a degree, they gave him the job to him. It was a requirement, but they gave it to him anyway, and he didn't have it. So I don't know if is it against the law to hire somebody that doesn't have a degree when they need a degree?
I don't think so. I think it's like the job.
Because your job requires a bachelor's, no?
Yeah, my job is.
So if I go over there, I'm like, hey, I need your position. I wanna apply for that position. They'll tell me no.
Yeah, that's how you know, because it's for the government.
Oh, so that's
It's not for like a private company or something else, but it's for like the government. So
that they do.
You do, and they goes under a lot of background check. I was in for my job. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but they did a background check and it's really really deep. When I was in high school, I think I worked at IHOP, and they had to go interview my manager at that time at IHOP. While I was
Yeah, you can say that because police officers do that all the time.
yeah, but like. Oh no, I was just saying because of my job. But so yeah, it was.
Really? Was she even working there? Your manager?
Yeah, he's still there.
Wait, you worked at KFC?
No, IHOP.
Or IHOP?
Yes.
Oh.
I was a busser. Because I was too shy to be a waiter. The manager wanted to
You?
Yes.
Shy?
Yes.
You were not shy.
Yeah, you guys would have met me in high school. I am not the person I am today.
Really?
Yeah. So it was funny because the waiter, the manager of IHOP at that time, I think he's still the manager now. I'm not sure. I haven't been at the Reho IHOP in a while. But he's Guatemalan. So, but he's been here for many years. His English is perfect, and he's like the top guy at the Rehoboth IHOP. And so he would know that I was going to go to college. So I would tell him, like I need money because I'm going to go to school. I need for my books, tuition, everything. And so he would try to help me, like get a better position within IHOP, so I could make more money. So he was like, "You can be a waiter because it's summertime and there's a lot of tourists, and IHOP is packed. Like it is packed, especially on the weekends. There's people making lines outside." So he wanted me to be a waiter because I'm bilingual, so I could get the Hispanic families, sit them down, talk to them, get their meals. The English community as well, sit with them, get their orders. Nah, I was too shy. I wanted to do a busser for $9 an hour. No, I'm just kidding. I made $7.75.
What? I mean, high school, you were what, 18?
Yeah, I was like 18, 17.
So, yeah, at that time, the thing, minimum wage was that.
Yeah?
Because I was working at Burger King at that time.
You were making the same thing?
$9.75. $9.25. Then it went up to $9.
I was so happy with my $7.75. Yo, I was trying. I was like, I'm rich.
What? That's crazy. That was a fun fact, though. I didn't know about
You know that?
No. Especially, like, I didn't know about the IHOP, but I didn't know you were shy.
I was shy.
Really?
Really? You didn't see that?
Let's go there. What changed you to not be shy?
Definitely a lot going to college because I had to be more open.
Stop.
What do you mean stop?
You were already chit-chatting before.
Woohoo! We didn't even talk before I went to college, Henry.
But a lot of people just knew that of you.
They knew of me, but does that mean that I talked to them? Well, they knew me.
So how they know you if you weren't really talking to them?
Maybe they see me at church, maybe playing soccer. Because I used to play soccer a lot in the league.
Yeah, that too. But
and I was pretty good at one point.
That's kind of
at one point, because right now if y'all see me playing, Josh.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I was shy, and I think that what helped me was definitely when I went to college because I moved away from home. I didn't know anybody, nobody. Like I didn't know nobody. I didn't even have a friend. I didn't know anybody who went to the Mount. And so that's why I had to open up so I could start meeting new people.
Really? I still don't believe that. I still you weren't
okay,
shy.
Henry, but I was shy at one point, guys.
Yeah, I didn't think I wasn't that shy person.
You weren't?
No.
Then why don't you talk to me? Henry was my neighbor for like 7 years. He never talked to me.
Okay,
he talked to me a year before he left, or 2 years before he moved away.
So this is the thing, because you went to a different school, and I went to a different school, and our background is different. Like even though we lived like right next to each other, it was just different. And I just thought that you were just mad for some reason. Like, cause
why?
Listen, hear me out. Back then, and I got this from other people, because back when I was even a freshman, or even before that. No, like freshman, sophomore. I was like still rebellious. I was still doing bad things. So I had people that heard about my name or me, and they thought negative because of things I was doing. So just because I thought that people already, oh shit, I got like a bad reputation basically.
Really? I had no idea
I'm
what
like-
Henry was doing. I didn't even
Because
like,
like
I didn't even know anything.
because you weren't even around. You were in a different school.
So how was I gonna be mad at you?
But that's what I thought. I thought word came around where you like, oh, and no, I don't want nothing to do. So I just, and plus you look kind of serious. So I'm like, and let
Because I
alone,
was shy.
and let alone that when I walked out my house to go to the car or whatever, it's in the front. When you go out to your car and leave, you'll go from the back. So we would hardly see each other.
That's true.
So it's like, there.
I think I would see Henry more at church than outside his house.
Yeah, no, in being that we were like literally like
Next to the
house, like I think 1, 2, 3, 4 steps and I'm already in her property.
Yeah, we're close.
And
but we didn't.
yeah, we didn't talk. And so yeah, it was late. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you kind of came out that shyness.
Yeah, because you kind of have to, and then like you do presentations in college. That also helped me and like pushed me to be open, to talk more. In school, because I majored in political science, so there's a lot of research, a lot of writing. So there was always like a lot of projects we had to do in groups. So you had to meet with like your classmates outside of classroom hours, and then when you had to present, you all had to present. So it wasn't just like, oh, one person's gonna present. No, everybody's gonna present. But yeah, that's how I feel like I go.
Now no more, right?
No, I mean like yeah, I get nervous, but I mean I
mean
could
you
do
were
it.
the leader of a whole youth group.
Henry,
And I feel like you would have to. I seen pictures where you'd be like in the front of
where did you
everybody.
see these pictures at?
Facebook. So there was like people in the front, and
Let me go
then
check.
you would be around them and talking to them.
Really?
So like I feel like you couldn't be shy if you were going to be that. And I think your position now, I feel like isn't that something that you cannot be shy?
My what?
Your position now at work.
Yeah, at work I can't be shy. I am. I'm actually. I think I think I'm the coolest one. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Really?
I'm the coolest person at work. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I feel like me and my other coworker, but yeah, I interact with people every day. Like I have to like sit with them, interview them, ask them questions, talk to other authorities within the government as well. So like I can't be shy. I have to like talk.
You gotta like stay your ground.
I stand my ground, yeah.
Because like some are like officers are like intimidating.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some that don't even smile, and you're just like.
For real. They're like, you
like,
crack a joke, they say serious.
Yes, Henry. Yeah, that happened to me the other day.
Really?
Like I wanted to like break the ice, like
Right.
you could say, and like I don't know what I said, but I knew it was gonna make someone laugh. But this officer did not laugh at all. He was just serious, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked away. I was like, dang.
Oh hell no.
I was like, what?
Nice, but yeah, at the end of the day, I think we're just gonna wrap up, because what we're gonna do is just sending or putting out a lot of content, English, Spanish, even Spanish. That'd be good too.
Spanish, yeah. And if you guys have like any ideas that you guys would like to talk about, or if you guys want to join us, hit up Henry, hit me up, and you guys can come and talk. Talk about your experience. Are you also in your 20s? You don't know what you're doing, because that happens. When a lot of my class, when we graduate high school, a lot of people, some go to the workforce, others go to college, others goes to the army, and it's just beautiful to see how everybody chooses their own path, and that's where they go, and
yeah,
it's really nice.
And there's nothing wrong with starting over, and I feel like that's one thing that I now I'm like, oh, okay, because just listening and even growing up and being around other people, there's a lot of people that don't even know that, and they're older, like in the mid-30s, and they're still like, what the heck are they gonna do? Because when I thought, because this is what I had a conversation with my cousin that time, and it was both my cousins, my brother, my sister, and then another somebody around the same age, and we were just we went somewhere where it was just, having fun, like not really worrying about anything, but just to go have fun. And then she was like it's crazy how we are like 25 and 22, 23. Our parents at that age, they were thinking of like
They had to figure it out.
yeah, they had to figure it out because they were
Yo,
they had already 2 kids, they
They're
already
married.
living somebody else, married, bro.
Buying houses.
Yeah, so it's like they were
sending
more,
money back home.
instead of going out to go play and like have fun, they were on the weekends going to Walmart and go buy groceries for the week.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just different. We're in a different, like, whole different era, and it shouldn't be like them because they never really had nobody. They didn't have a parent here. We do, so we have that luxury. Like, okay, so we can just like, stress free. And I'm not saying don't do nothing and don't, start doing stuff for you, but don't be too stressed about it and go to church.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you're like in your 20s, I feel like I was figuring out what I wanted to do or what I wanted to study when I was in high school. And I went into my freshman year in college not knowing what I was going to study, not knowing what I was going to major in. I didn't even know what I liked.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, it's like, you're crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy, guys. But it's just like I chose different electives from different majors. And I really liked political science. I like law. I liked everything to do with the government. I don't know if you guys ask why. I don't know. I just liked it. And that's when I knew by the end of my freshman year what I wanted to do. And I always knew I wanted to do something with immigration. Because growing up, obviously, you're helping out your family members translating immigration documents. You're already filling out immigration paperwork since you're little.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew already in my heart that it's something I wanted to do eventually when I grew up. But if like you're at that point in your life where you're about to graduate high school, you don't know what to do, you don't know if to go to college or start in the workforce or go into the army. Like Andrew said, go to church, guys, and pray to God a lot. Ask Him for the guidance that you need in your life, and He's gonna give it to you. He definitely will. And like Henry said, there's no problem of starting over again. I know a lot of people that they go to college and they figure out it's not for them. They leave it behind.
They drop out.
They drop out and they start their businesses, and they're more happy, they're more successful, and that's okay. So yeah, definitely enjoy our 20s. Travel. That's something I would recommend. Travel, go learn another culture, another language. It definitely helps you see the world differently, and it helps you also be thankful of what we have and who you are at that moment. So,
yeah, and that's a nice tip because a lot of people, and I used to say this a lot too, like just try a bunch of stuff. Like you said, you went to college not knowing what the heck you were gonna do until you went and figure out a bunch of stuff. You're like, oh, okay, well I like this one better, and you pursue that. But if you don't go and get out there, it's like how is God gonna show you when you to move out and experience?
mm-hmm.
So it's another thing that
it's like pray, but also take action.
Yeah, I spoke about that in my TikTok, cause I got somebody. So on TikTok, I'm talking about how I was battling with anxiety, and how I was like in a dark place. And a lot of people, I gave a tip on how to feel when you have certain symptoms, right? And I was giving out content, and so there's this one lady that said, "Oh, you're estás joven, tienes que, you're young, just bend your knees and pray to God and watch it go away." And another lady said, "Huh?" Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I was going through when I was young. I went through a bunch of stuff, negative stuff, and I grew up." And she was like, that's all mental, and I went through a bunch of stuff and nothing happened. I don't have anxiety." And so I had to react to it. Like I made a whole different video reacting to it. And I'm like, for example, on the one that she said, "Oh, just pray and ask God and watch it go away," I reacted to it. I'm like, that's a concept that, and it wasn't like no badge, nothing. It was like just learning from it, because they probably don't know they're making that mistake. So I told her, I was like, hey, so when somebody is battling with depression, and that's what Father said last time, there's certain things you can just pray about it. or like, when he said just pray more, like just pray more. You know how he said that off air?
Yeah.
It's a concept that people have like, oh, just pray, or you lack faith, and it's not that. And it goes back, and I told her, I'm like, even back then, when I was going through it, I did pray. I would like go to pray. I would go mass more. I would go try to read the Bible. I was trying to pray more, and but it wasn't that. It was like, pray, okay, have faith that you will come in, and then do the work. Find the work. Go find somebody that overcame it and do the work that takes to get and overcome it. Find therapists. But you just pray and just don't do nothing about it. Like, how are you? How's it gonna help? You're not helping yourself. And I told her about the Judges 2, 1 and 3 says how the Israelites or the Lord sent them to war so they can come back and help the people that were going to go to war. That verse itself meant like I had to go through anxiety so I can go and now help other people that are going through anxiety. And it's just, now it's more of like a blessing. I'm like, oh, okay. Back then, bro, I was in the darkest place. Like I talked about how when my son was born, bro, I didn't even think there was a way out. But I just knew that something in me, like at the bottom of my heart, I'm like, I just can't live like that. There's no way that God made me come to this world just to live like that. And so I told her that. I didn't say all that, but I resumed it, and she said, yeah, I summarized it, and I told her, I was like, it's just not to pray. And I gave her an example. It's like, faith without works is dead. That's in the Bible.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then the other lady was like, oh, that's just mental. But I'm like, and I reacted to her, like, yes, it's all mental, just in like everything in the world is mental. But at the same time, every person, it's its own world. And there's certain things that might trigger you that don't trigger me. Like, you can get pissed off because somebody's next to you munching on popcorn because you don't like that sound, and that don't faze me. Mm-hmm. So it's just different things, and I was like, thank God, like, you don't have nothing, but not everybody is the same thing. But it goes back to talking about going to church and have faith, or what are you gonna do? You have to move and figure it out. Just don't sit there and do nothing and wait until somebody's gonna
pray, but also take action.
Yeah. So yeah, follow my TikTok. I'm gonna leave it in the description, and then what else?
Follow him on TikTok because I don't have TikTok.
Yeah.
So I never know what he posts, but he keeps me updated.
Yeah, and then like Alexandra said, if you want to be in the podcast, because there's something that you have overcame, or just a story you want to talk about that you see that a lot of people need to hear, because our previous episodes, there's people that outside that I didn't even know that watching my stuff has came up to me and said, hey, keep going, I like your podcast, oh, this has helped me and this helped her. And yeah, we're having fun, and we don't have nothing really, like, we don't have this figured out. Keep that in mind. We don't have this figured out. We just come and say, hey, we're gonna just
talk.
Yeah, just talk, and then we'll figure it out in the way. And it's just something that it's neat. Like, for example, we just came up with the topic today, and I'm like, let's just get in and talk. But imagine we just didn't do it because we didn't know what topic we were going to talk about. That would have been kind of suckish, but yeah. Yeah, so it's like you learn on the way. So, anything else to add?
No, like I said, like Henry said, I guess, pray, take action, and live life, guys. Don't be afraid to die. Be afraid to not live your life. So, thank you for watching.
See you in the next video.